Hello everyone, it's Divine Mr. Green. I got a lot of comments on my last two videos and I'm super flabbergasted, and I'm also super happy that people took the time to leave a comment. A few people pointed out a few things that I want to go over because they called me out for being the worst thing you can be on the internet, and that's wrong. No, it's all in good fun. I wanted to make the wrongs right, and that's this video. Let's start with going over some comments. A few people mentioned that they saw a dog in this concept art piece. I didn't even process that. So I wanted to mention that you can see a dog here together with the raider. And this commenter also said it would be cool to have the dog as a companion to look for loot for you. That would be awesome. But I do not want to shoot dogs. That's my only pet peeve with that. Killing raiders, fine, but I don't want to shoot other people's dogs. They also recommend me watch the movie A Boy and His Dog, and I'll add it to my long list of movies I still have to watch because I'm going over all the classic black and white movies. I just recently watched The Apartment on Christmas. It's a super slow movie, but it's kind of fun. I'm not going to go on a tangent about movies because I can go on and on and on about movies because I studied animation and film. So I got a lot of opinions about movies. And they also say that Arc Raiders has been his favorite game this year, and it's awesome content. Thanks, Matt. I'm not making awesome content yet. I'm still throwing spaghetti to the wall and seeing what sticks, But thank you for the comment anyway. Let's go to the next comment. This commenter pointed out that there's a location similar to the pillar one in the initial cinematic of the game. Slap my butt and call me a... Oh my god. Why do I think that's funny? Well, I'll be damned. Look at these pillars. This is super interesting, and I'm super happy this commenter pointed it out. So I went to the cellar and I got out my old history books. I can't believe I kept these books for almost 20 years to finally have a use of them. Corinthian pillars. They were mostly used by the Romans, but they were invented by the ancient Greeks. The most famous buildings that use these Corinthian pillars is the Pantheon in Rome. That's super cool. So maybe we'll go see Rome. Holy shit, I didn't even think about that. Like a whole Rome city, that would be amazing. Oh, I love that. Oh, that gives me tingles. But we know that this map takes place of Arc Raiders in Italy. And it's also what another commenter pointed out. We can take the map of Arc Raiders and put it above the map of a real location in Italy. And we can see that they merge together, or basically are almost the same. It appears the game is around Naples, the place where the best pizza is from there. And also Pompeii. So I kind of I got curious, and then I was looking at Pompeii, if these pillars were the same used in Pompeii, and slapped my... I'm sorry. Well, I'll be damned. These pillars are very, very similar. So we might actually go to Pompeii. The cinematic trailer is our character walking through Pompeii. It would be cool to be so close to the volcano. But look at this. I think this is pretty similar. I would love to walk in these ancient ruins looking for some root and killing some robots. That would be dope. You also said that they're planning on a lot more maps. They also mentioned right after release they had 12 maps ready to go and 25 are planned. That's insane. So that would mean that a lot of the concept art is probably being used for more maps. So that's exciting news. Thank you for the comment, and let's go on to the next comment. This commenter points out that the concept art was made for the first version of the game when it was more PvE focused. Yes, that is true. Concept art is usually made before a lot of the art assets are made. Concept art is kind of like a blueprint or kind of like a vibe check, and a lot of concepts don't really make it till final production. But we do live in the live service area of gaming. A lot of games have deadlines. To reach those deadlines, they have to put some things aside that they really want to add. But they can add it later because it's still live service. Looking what they had as a concept, together with the knowledge of how the players behave, that will kind of shape how the maps are made in the future, what they're planning to make, because they have a lot of data now. So yes, the concept art is for an older version of Arc Raiders, but now that PvP is a core mechanic to the game now, they won't have much of these big open spaces, but we can still learn from what might come because they are still the blueprints. They're still the basis of the game. The only thing I think we could really argue upon is that because they showed this on ArtStation, they aren't planning to use it in the game because it might be spoiler. That's something I did think about and didn't mention at the end of the previous video that I should have mentioned. They did release this concept art themselves. It might be hey, these are not even ideas we want to do anymore. We're not pursuing this anymore. This commenter mentioned, and a lot of other comments mentioned, that aggression-based matchmaking is already in the game. That's completely my bad. I should have looked into these articles. They were posted a long time ago already. The next comment mentions that I forgot some key elements, that it's not only just PvP and PvE, but there's a whole social aspect to the game. This commenter also mentions that there's a lot of avenues that they can take with this game, not just like shooting a boss and that's it. But that is something I think some people do want. Because this game has like a social aspect, a PvP, a PvE, you can expand upon all these three things. But there's a lot of social strategies, and I also had some times that I'm just talking to some people and they just start shooting at me and I'm completely unprepared. Like every match makes me more and more on edge about other players. Like I'm not trusting anybody anymore. This commenter also mentions a big clue to this would be the locked gates modifier, where you can cooperate with other players to get a key. I don't completely understand what you mean, but I'm gonna assume that I understand what you mean, and that you would like have two keys to open a door, so you have to like cooperate with a different player, but then you could backstab each other, I guess. I've had in the past some people just waiting for me to open a door, and then they just rush in and kill me and take all the loot. But that's like a legitimate strategy, and I'm super prepared now for that. It's cool that you have so much freedom. There's no shade at all. I'm just talking. This is just my talking voice. I'm not mad or anything. Like, I'm just talking. I love to see how this community is so talkative about all their ideas, and everybody likes so many aspects of the game that it's more like, hey, we should go more PvE or more PvP. I think like expanding more PvE will also expand the social aspect, but also the PvP part. Because if you add a new robot with new parts to like go and explore, you know there's going to be fights around those parts. You know what I mean? Like there's going to be always these fights to get new blueprints, to get new things. Everything that they will add for the PvE will also expand the PvP, because it's like a perfect triangle: PvP, PvE, and social. Once you move something in a certain direction, all the rest will also move in the same direction. In my previous video, I only mentioned that there would be like PvE and PvP, but it's something I didn't mention and that I'm glad you told me. I would really love to go over every comment and talk about them all, but I don't want my videos to be like super long. I want to make bite-sized content. That's what I feel like I can do right now. With my second job I have, this I can manage to do like almost weekly. I'm super excited that you guys left so many comments. And for the last comment I want to go over, this comment is about that I mentioned that I don't like the free loadouts system, that I think it's like ruining the game for some people. This commenter explains that in a different extraction shooter you can go from 0 to hero, and that's also without any equipment load, just by killing other players, gearing up, and then you can be like powerful at the end. And that they tackled this challenge before, the game developers. In their opinion, no free loadouts opinion would actually hurt the average player much more than it would hurt the player-killer archetype. Getting Harvester blueprints is like one of the most challenging things we have in the game right now. For me, it doesn't feel fair that you're risking so much loot to go to the Harvester, while people with free loadouts just come and go. But I guess it's part of the game. I could also do that, and I see so many people do that. I should look up if there's any videos like saying like, hey guys, this is a strategy. This is a strategy how to get the best blueprints. I'm sorry, I don't want to make fun of people, but that's... I'm gonna leave that in. No, it's no shade at all. It's just like, it's all in good fun. I'm having a lot of fun like getting all these comments. And thinking about so many things that you guys said. It's like, I think it's so cool. I'm like super stoked about it. But I'm thinking of like, I want to do maybe a challenge as my next video. To see if I can go from 0 to hero with like 0 gear, nothing of gear. And like having a goal of killing like maybe a Rocketeer or a different robot. I don't think I can go from 0 to hero to kill a Monarch. What do you guys think? Should I do like a 0 to hero challenge? The 0 to hero challenge would me be only being able to use my backpack. That's it. Just my one inventory. I can craft stuff, but I can't take anything from my stash or my loadout or anything. It's really like me and my backpack. Let me hear what you guys think. If you guys think that's something you want to see, yeah, just let me know. Like, thank you all for the time to make these comments, and I'll see you in the next video.